Alrighty, here we go. Now, one thing I'm going to say right now, just as a quick reminder, is we're going to fight Pete a couple of times while we're here.
Yeah.
Make sure you use Valor form on every single fight against him.
Okay.
Just to increase that EXP a little bit. So we actually get to go here now. Remember, this was we got to see it in cutscenes at the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1, and it was on our map, but we couldn't go to it.
Yeah.
Some of the early KH1 trailers showed Sora there, so it was like.
Why does it say we have playtime of 1 second?
It's 1 minute because we watched a cutscene there.
Alrighty.
No, when we there's gonna be some worlds, plot-related worlds later on in this game. Like, okay, so obviously, eventually, we're gonna go where the organization is from, right? And so we've watched scenes of them hanging out and talking, right? When we get to that world, we're already gonna have like 20 minutes of playtime there because of cutscenes set there.
Well,
hey, it's the gummy ship hangar from the first game.
know, something just don't feel quite right.
Yeah.
They're our party member here.
I wish.
Minnie needs to see you. The castle's in danger. Hurry to the library.
Alright, quick and to the point. I like it.
I appreciate it. We don't have clearly established stakes yet, but we have clearly established objective. Oh no, the castle's in danger! You must go see Her Majesty at once. She's in the library.
This is not We're in Danger music.
Bum ba bum ba-da-da-dum, bum ba bum ba-da-da-bum. Normally this is the gummy ship hangar. Normally it's a madhouse here. If you follow the lawn from here, you'll arrive at the castle entrance. Look around here for a second before we head out. Because it seems, I suspect that it's been scaled down slightly from the Kingdom Hearts 1 room, but that could just be, as we talked about in the first time we played this, like the way that the camera rests behind the player character in this game is really different from the first game. But it's a neat little room. There's a puzzle piece distracting you from the level design.
Yeah.
Whatever. There's like a birdhouse looking thing up on top. You got the like control room where Chip and Dale hang out, right where Sora's torso currently is. That's where they're. Whenever we see little cutscenes of them, that's where they're sitting.
Okay.
Is inside of that little room over there. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it's just neat stuff. I'm like, it's cool that we actually get to, walk around in it after the first game. You may also remember in the first game, if you look through that door before walking through it, there was a huge spiral staircase that went on, like, for an infinite amount of time. I mean, not infinite, but it was a really long spiral staircase, right? That would be really boring for gameplay and hard to stage fights on. So unfortunately, we don't get to walk up that or jump down that or anything like that. It's just going to skip us to the top of it.
Okay.
One other thing that I kind of dislike is I feel like that staircase would have been in some other part of the castle, but I guess because they already had these spaces modeled, they just put it in the middle of the courtyard that we saw in the first game when Donald and Goofy were when they were initially
introduced.
I
have a problem. Okay, there's the E. I was about to say if the E didn't arrive there, I was about to
and
have
it was
a real problem.
It was just the Mickey Mouse.
Yeah,
because
I was like, that's an O. Welcome to Disney Castle.
Disney.
Like that's.
No, it wouldn't even be Castle. It would be Castle. Castle. How do you say it? Castle without an E on the end. Castle. Castle. Castle.
See, we're asking the real questions on this channel.
These are the real mysteries that have to be solved with Kingdom Hearts. There are no other questions to be asked.
We're asking the important questions about Kingdom Hearts today. I know you can hear me, Walt Disney. Show yourself. Quit being a coward.
Not asking important questions about anything else. In the last video, we were talking about how before we started recording today, we were talking about anime nonsense, and then we didn't actually talk about any of it.
Are we talking about anime nonsense?
I don't think so, because all of it was spoiler related. Like, we talked about the Death Note movie, we talked about stupid Naruto stuff, we talked about Sword Art Online, and I think number one, the Sword Art Online stuff is redundant, because I'm sure we've talked about it before in like the Kingdom Hearts playthroughs or the Final Fantasy VII playthrough. And then, like, the Naruto stuff I imagine counts as spoilers for some people, so...
I mean, does it really, though?
Surely it does.
Okay.
Surely it does. I'm sure there are some people out there who would be very upset if we talked about what we were talking about before.
Can I get up there?
Can we call it Naruto stuff anymore, or do we have to call it Boruto stuff?
No, it's Boruto's dad's stuff. I can't get up there.
Yeah, you can. You have to go around to the back.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it's a platforming challenge, but it's actually not. That's actually just a lie. This is, I actually used this room as an example in my top 10 things Kingdom Hearts 3 needs video when I was talking about the scale of level design and like the platforming and stuff. Because it just kind of feels weird jumping around this compared to the first game.
Oh, he's about to blow.
Yeah, he's gonna explode. Oh, they got him before he did.
Okay.
So the, when those guys...
They are brave, I am not.
You can beat them before they blow up and get experience, obviously. And also, when they detonate, there will be an RC that lets you roll out of their range. So
Oh, let's see if I can see that. Okay.
well, never mind. The other guy hit you first, so it didn't matter.
Whoops.
Whatever, you tried. You tried your best.
Will either of you do it?
Will they do the reaction command, or will they just kill it?
Oh, yeah. Or not.
There you go.
Oh,
It
okay,
says
yeah.
dodge roll, just like the roll you get in the first game. But
Okay.
it's there actually wasn't a roll in the vanilla version of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Really?
Yeah, roll is now a movement ability that you get from in Final Mix exclusive drive form. There used to be other maneuverability stuff in the game that, again, you only got from drive forms. There's a reason that Final Mix is the best version of this game.
Lots of enemies out here, really.
Yeah, the castle's being invaded. You'll notice that even when you're between enemies, the bad time music is still playing. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of enemies because this is supposed to be like, oh no, the situation's real bad. It's also worth noting, don't do it, but if we were to go back into the hangar right now, since we've now seen the bad times, the Mickey Mouse March theme would no longer be playing. There's just no music down there right now. I think the game doesn't expect you to go back down there right now. But if we go back down there, there's no Mickey Mouse March playing anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there's a chest and a puzzle piece on top of this central thing. But see how like you kind of like float up the lip. All the jumps are like, and I haven't studied it well enough, and I'm not a game designer, so I don't know what it is. But something about all of the platforming and movement in this game just feels really off and less meaty from the first game. I don't know if it's that the jump is floatier or if it's the design of the platforms or what. Alright, so you took it off, but after you finish this combat scenario, you may want to put fire back on, because like right there when all those guys appeared right around you, give it a second when the menu turns blue, there you go. When all those guys appeared around you, if you'd cast fire a couple of times, you would have caught all of them in it. Oh, we still have it on. We can put, if you want to switch, ooh, hold on.
Hold on.
You got rid of, okay, never mind. Thunder or Blizzard, either one will work here. You do whatever the heck you like for that.
We'll just keep Thunder on.
That's fine by me.
Why not?
Fine by me.
Oh.
I think that one's going to be persnickety about letting you get up there, but yeah, there you go.
Oh, well. I had it.
Look, see, it's platforming.
Okay. That's all of them in here, isn't it?
I think so. Unless there's some hiding somewhere. There's a few chests
chest.
still. There may be some puzzle pieces hiding in nooks and crannies somewhere, but I'm unsure. I think that using fire on these guys immediately lights their fuse and their countdown starts.
Well, let's find out. That's the wrong button.
That's the wrong button.
Well,
Now you're never going to find out.
Nope. Sorry, folks. I'll let you all down.
But this was just I don't know. I was thinking like in the last episode we were like, oh, we were talking about anime stuff, and then we didn't. It's like people are gonna go, well, are you gonna talk about it with us? I actually had something I wanted to talk about like months and months and months ago, but this was like the beginning of this year. We weren't filming Kingdom Hearts yet, and it never came. Like never felt like it's something I should talk about during Hitman. I watched Erased.
No.
Well, it was quite a while ago. Have you seen that or not?
Nope. I don't want to.
It's really good.
Oh no!
And you're dead.
Oh no!
It's quite
Wow,
good.
that was a lot of
That was
damage.
3/4 of your health, I believe.
Ooh.
That's why you got to watch out for that RC right there.
Wow.
Now again, that's the type of thing where later on in the game, once we have once more, that would just take you to 1 HP. But
Darn.
no, this is fine. This gives me more time to talk
Okay,
about my
yeah.
anime.
I'll try to clean up, and you can talk about your Erased.
Yeah, but it's okay. You haven't seen it,
Emotional
and
journey.
you made it sound like you don't want to watch it. Why not, Joey?
Emo-
For those who are
I
not
don't-
familiar.
I don't want to go on an emotional journey right now.
Not right now. Okay. So what do you know about Erased, Joey?
I know it has to do with like I know there's the bad feels, and I know it's about like kind of time travel, but it's not really. Is it similar to where like if somebody dies, they come back?
All right, so I'll explain basically the plot of episode 1. Like,
Okay.
because as far as I'm concerned, episode 1 is one of the best pitches I've ever heard in my entire life. If you want to remap those, you can, if you don't remember where they are.
I don't know what keeps.
Watch out, these guys are coming after you. There you go. Just if one of them is counting down, they'll jump at you. Just keep your finger on triangle,
Yeah.
and they'll be okay. But so erase. Just to, if anybody, okay, here's how about this. If I'm the type of person where you're like, I guess not. If you're the type of person who's like, I like Jacob, I respect his opinion. If he recommends something, I'll give it a shot. Then you may want to you'll probably just want to experience the first episode of Erased blind. So I guess skip to timestamp on screen you're
not gonna miss anything, I promise.
Yeah, we're gonna be doing the same thing you saw a second ago. So here's the basic plot of the first episode of Erased. Skip to timestamp on screen if you want to avoid just spoilers for the very first episode. So the main character has an ability that he calls Revival, I think, if I recall correctly. The ability is totally unnecessary. It's not unimportant, I should say. It's a plot device that's never ever explained. There's never like, oh, a god gave this to me, or I fell in a vat of toxic waste and obtained it. It is never ever explained, and it's perfect like that. It shouldn't be explained because it's unimportant.
Yeah.
So basically what he has is, when somebody around him dies, he spontaneously flash back, and basically it's like 4 or 5 minutes typically, right? Enough time for him to stop the death from happening, right? So we see like some kid walks out into traffic, like on a crosswalk, and the guy there's a guy who's driving a truck, and the guy had a stroke, so he hit the kid, right? So our main character, I believe his name is Satoru. Satoru didn't see this kid get hit. He just suddenly goes back in time 5 minutes on his scooter, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, something has gone wrong. Look for something going wrong. He's like looking around to try and see a clue as to what's going to happen, right? Eventually, he sees a guy passed out at the wheel in this truck, and he manages to like kind of push he drives up to it, reaches in through the window, steers the truck off the road at great risk to his own life. He winds up in like the hospital or whatever. But yeah, he's okay. So him being in the hospital, he's like a 30 something. He's like a pizza delivery guy. But he's a failed mangaku. He wants to be a manga artist, right? But he can't sell anything. So his mom comes to town because he was in the hospital, and she like shows up to take care of him, right? So they go around, just kind of hanging out. They go to a store, and the mom, well, I should say, so the thingy happens, his ability happens, where something really bad is going to happen, and he has the ability to prevent it, right? They're just in a parking lot somewhere, and he tells his mom, look around, look for anything that looks suspicious, right? And she sees what she thinks is a kidnapping in progress. She doesn't prevent it, really, just the kidnapper sees that she sees and stops, right? Okay. So these are the events that have happened so far. That night, our main character, Satoru, comes into his apartment to find his mom dead. She has been murdered, right? Mm-hmm. And we, the audience, are privy to the fact that it was the guy that she saw about to commit a kidnapping. We don't know who he is. We just know that it was a guy that is a kidnapper, right? We know it's the same guy.
Yeah.
The reason that he came after her is because he saw that she saw him and he was coming to silence her or whatever, right? Okay, so the police show up because he's been found in his apartment with his dead mom's body. Come with us, sir. We're gonna look into this a little bit, right? So his ability activates, right, to prevent this murder from occurring. Only it doesn't take him back 5 minutes. It takes him back 20 years to the mid-'80s when he's in elementary school. Because whatever circumstances led up to the murder of his mother in 2011 or whenever started then.
Oh. Okay, see, when you said he was 30, I was like, that's not in my head. That's not what I remember seeing.
Yeah. Now, you hear narration from the 30-year-old version of Satoru for the entire time. Like, because all of his thoughts are with the 30-year-old voice actor, and in character is a 30-year-old. Even the characters who are around him are like, "You're acting weird, man. When did you get so serious?" and
right.
and whatnot. So it's a murder mystery where he just winds up going back 30 years in time to prevent something that happened, or 20 years in time to prevent something that happened in the future. And I won't say any more than that, because as far as I'm concerned, that's like the best freaking pitch ever. But it ultimately winds up not, in terms of like it being, a mystery whodunit series, that's not the prime appeal. In fact, I would say that I don't think it's a great mystery story. It's serviceable. It's good, don't get me wrong at all, but it's not, you're not watching it like you would watch, like a Sherlock Holmes movie or something like that. Yeah. The primary concern becomes he realizes where he is in the timeline and that one of his classmates is going to get kidnapped very soon. and her body is going to turn up in a few weeks dead, right? So he deduces that if he's been put here for a reason, this must be related somehow. So his objective becomes to prevent this girl from getting kidnapped, right? Finding out who the kidnapper is, or, you know, working out how this relates to his mom's death, is certainly an objective, but his first and foremost objective, because his ability to do detective work as a 10-year-old is limited, because his social mobility is limited. He decides my primary objective just needs to be to make sure that this misfit, lonely girl who was always by herself is not alone, so she can't get kidnapped. And so most of the show winds up being about his relationship with this girl. Other stuff too, but that's where people talk about, oh, the feels or whatever. A lot of it comes in through what's going on with this girl in her home life, her relationship with the guy, a bunch of other stuff. Not gonna talk about it any more than that, other than to say, freaking fantastic show. Everybody should check out Erased if you have any interest in anime. The only real issue with it was that the last episode wraps things up a little bit too quickly, which is very typical for anime. They're adapted from a manga.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they got, like, trying to hit an episode limit.
Uh-huh.
My only warning, if you want to check it out, is that last episode, it ends very quickly.
See, I wish more things would do the whole approach of, like, give it more than 20 minutes, give it more than 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. Like, this one, and it wasn't even that good of an ending, but Keikai Sensen had, like, an hour-long special. There's an anime airing right now called Made in Abyss that's getting an hour-long ending.
Oh, I've heard of a Made in Abyss. Is that any good?
I've watched the first few episodes, and I really like the idea of it. I am always down for a story where it's like, here is this world, it's really interesting, we're going to explore more of this world I've created, which is that, because it's like, the basic plot of Made in Abyss is they find a hole, like, in the middle of the ocean, like, it's a little island that has a hole that goes, like, you know, like, so many meters down, and
right.
For each layer, there's new creatures and new dangers, but it's also, like, you get, like, abyss sickness that progressively gets worse the further you go down.
Awesome. Abyss sickness is a great name.
I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's basically like
dude, I can't think of a better name than Abyss sickness.
Well, it's
that
like,
is so good. And think about it, then you can really be down.
Oh no,
with the sickness.
I'm not even going to talk about that anymore. We're going.
No, go ahead. Please tell me more about Made in Abyss.
No, it's just interesting. It's just main character is this girl, and like her mom is like to go further in, like, there's like a little town that's been built around the abyss now, and like her mom was like one of the people that have had like the highest clearance to go like to the deepest part, and the people that go to the deepest part never come back.
Right.
And it's not even like I wonder what happened. It's the sickness down there is so bad that
you will not live long enough to get back up.
You either die or become insane.
Gotcha. Alrighty.
So. And she wants to follow in her mom's footsteps and go into the abyss.
And die from horrible sickness.
Yeah, more or less.
Friendly reminder that you can use fire in here. Fire honestly will clean these guys up. Unless, of course, you
Why do I keep
You map it however you want, man. I typically will put heal on triangle and attack on square.
I need to be accidentally healing, if we're being honest.
Yeah, I guess you're not wrong, are you?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I've been playing Warframe. Like, one of my abilities is an AoE, and you hold down L1 and you press triangle to use it. I don't even use it that much, though. I
never
really
touched
don't.
Warframe, but I know a lot about it because my first college roommate played it a
video
ton.
Game. It's a video game, all right.
It's very popular, apparently.
It is very popular.
I'm sure it makes a lot of freaking money.
Movement is very fun in that game.
That's what I've seen. The mission structure looks like it would grate fast, but the minute-to-minute gameplay
If you like grinding, you'll like that game.
I'm kind of a little bit overshooting things in general. I'm very fatigued on it, if I'm being honest. Like, even like Doom 2016, which I still have your copy of that at present. I haven't touched it in a while. Sorry about that.
That's fine.
I'm as much as I've
it's
like
okay.
enjoyed
It's not
that,
like they're ever gonna announce a good DLC for it. Thanks, Bethesda.
Are they not? Is that a problem?
No. I was really expecting at the last E3, like, since they had their Bethesda Land or whatever, I was really expecting anything.
Bethesda Land.
I was really expecting anything except for just Doom VR, but
that was posturing. That's a whole thing where, like, so they started doing, Bethesda started doing stage shows at E3, right?
I don't feel like they're gonna have that many more stage shows.
Who knows? But it's interesting because, like, that means that they're really trying to assert themselves as like a household name, so to speak. What do we got here? It is magically locked.
Magically delicious.
You can use fire now to hit square.
Yeah.
No. Or,
circle. Nope.
I usually have it on square at this point. Yeah, my bad.
No.
See, like, they'll usually, like, if you use it a lot, they'll just, like, come up into it around you. So it's a really good option for getting rid of these guys. That's fine. I just wanted to make sure you saw why that was a good move and a good option. That's all. But yeah, a lot of them will spawn in here, and this is, a fine place to get experience and whatnot, actually. Yeah, no, I think that the whole Bethesda thing, because remember Square had one year and then didn't do it again, and I think it's because they felt like they had enough to show that year.
Yeah.
But I think that Bethesda
sure as heck did not have enough to show this year.
I think Bethesda really wanted to up their visibility, because imagine how many people didn't know who developed Skyrim and Fallout 3 before that conference, theoretically. People who are, like, relatively casual gamers, but who still watch E3 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a lot to be said for the name brand recognition that comes from that. I know that they developed other games than Skyrim and Fallout 3, but I'm talking about those two big commercial successes that, like, because, like, think about how many more people played Skyrim who would never have touched an Elder Scrolls game before that.
Mm-hmm.
I still remember how shocked I was that game did as well as it did.
Oh, dude, it's crazy how big it got.
Like all of the Call of Duty kids in high school, Call of Duty and Madden kids were going around shouting Fusro Da at each other, and I was like, what's happening? This is
what
madness.
Timeline have I entered?
Yeah. I felt like I'd skipped timelines and I was just reading Steiner. Boom, another anime reference. Steins Gate slipped it right in there organically.
Oh boy.
Worked out. I did it. I nailed it perfectly. Nailed it in one. Could this be the king?
Could it?
Could this be the king? But hold on, who's that over there?
Are you the king?
Maybe one of the king's ancestors. He has ancestry. They all look like mice because they're all mice. I think it's just a map. Oh no, it's torn pages. Yay!
Woohoo!
Torn pages from Merlin's book. Try placing them in the book. Fantastic stuff.
Hey, what's up?
The servant appears too busy cleaning to speak with you. He also appears to not have a mouth, but that's entirely secondary. All recipes in stock. Great, fantastic, whatever.
All right.
What do we got there? You see a letter to someone. Who? Who knows? You actually do hop up on his desk. I like this, so check this out. There's pictures. This is Mickey's desk, right?
Yeah.
He has a picture of Minnie, and he has a picture of them together, but they're not in their KH outfits. They're in civvies. Which is probably like partially, they just recycled some, art assets they had access
nice.
to. But it's like, this is either A, pre-royalty, or B, them on vacation. Which either way is like, if you want to read it that way, it's a little bit of characterization for Mickey. Mm-hmm. This must belong to Pluto, who is somewhere.
Somewhere.
Who knows? We saw him in that field and then he vanished. Look at that fireplace. That must not be efficient.
No, nothing in here is efficient. The way that the bookshelves are like lined up is like the books would be curved.
It's very specifically designed so that all of the books, which have different heights and widths, are all very specifically like pinned in there, you see? Except for all those ones that are sitting crooked. I guess that soils that theory.
Man, it's almost like a flat texture.
I also, if you look down at the floor, we've got reflection down below us, but not us showing up. So I assume that this is the PS2 era trick of like they just have a reversed version of the room below us. Yeah, and then the floor has a transparency on it.
Oh.
The Disney Castle is protected by magical power. Are there other bits we can read on here?
We got that from one book out of this whole thing.
Are there other bits we can read? Yeah, let's see. Sitting on his throne, the king guards the locked chamber.
Uh-oh. There's even more.
I think the other side has it. There's another one.
Probably.
Yeah, there we go. If the holy light is lost, the castle will be swallowed in darkness.
Well, this is not good.
Now that we've done all of that, Minnie probably wants to talk to us.
Nah.
Minnie probably has something she wants to say.
We haven't met her at this point, have we?
Sora hasn't.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You're here.
She's wearing a wedding band.
Your Royal Highness, did you happen
I
to
noticed
summon
that.
us?
Yes.
Where's the king?
Mickey, is that you?
I just want to point out, again, remember that the plot is we have to find Mickey and Riku. Sora casually asks, where's the king? As if he expects him to be here. Stakes! It's so easy, come on, people!
Excuse them. This is our friend Sora. Sora! The king told me all about you in his letters. He said you're a very brave young man.
So Mickey has somewhere where he can send letters. I guess there's no stakes then.
Maybe he's just that good.
Maybe he's like the apostles. He's sending letters from prison.
Oh my. So those are the Heartless.
Don't worry, we'll take care of them.
I know I can count on you, Sora. Now there's something I'd like all of you to come and see. Would you please escort me to the audience chamber?
We're gonna escort her down to a chamber, and there's just gonna be like an Evangelion, like giant alien on a cross.
Okay, we'll go tell them.
We just gotta split up.
It's just Mickey. It's just Mickey on a cross.
Oh no.
Now, Sora, you'll just get lost.
Okay, then I'll stay with the queen.
Good.
Alrighty then, see you later.
The audience chamber, right, ma'am?
Yes, Sora. Let's be on our way.
So since we were laughing about Evangelion, Donald and Goofy are going off to warn everybody in the castle about the current situation. Because I guess this is a currently evolving situation. We showed up just in time. And we are going to take Queen Minnie to the audience chamber to make sure that she's okay as all these monsters nip at her heels and whatnot. So are you ready for an escort mission, Joey?
Oh, jeez. All right, let's go.
It won't be too bad. Don't worry about it. Now, Minnie does have the ability to fight a little bit. She shoots out magic spells just like Mickey does. And if you're standing next to her, don't use it right now because there's no enemies. But yeah, you have to call her to come and join you. So you want to get position a little bit ahead, and she'll come to where you're currently standing. And she has, if you're standing right next to her, an AoE attack called Faith that will do pretty decent damage to anybody who's immediately around you.
Okay.
But yeah, you just want to get her to that door. There's obviously not a lot of places to go. The one thing that is really disappointing to me about this entire world is that it is really small.
Oh, jeez.
Man, she took a lot less damage from that than you did.
I know, dude.
Hey, come over here. Come over here, you.
There we go.
So the, what was I gonna say? Crud. Now I've lost it. Oh, I was just gonna say...
her with Cure? I'm not going to right now.
No, you can't heal her with Cure, unfortunately. Since she's an escort buddy, it's just the threshold you gotta deal with. But no, I was just gonna say that I wish that there had been more of this castle, because I mean, it's a big setting. It's a huge castle, but it's basically just the hangar, the courtyard, this hallway, the library, and the room we're about to go into. It is... In terms of the total real estate, there's a little bit more than that, but it's disappointingly small. I wish we'd kind of gotten to explore the entire castle. Yeah, I don't know. It was just like you reach the finish line.
I was like, did I
flourish.
perform a special move? Like, what happened?
Yeah, I don't get it either. I think ideally they want you to pull her in around all those enemies and then use it to kill all the enemies, but of course you already took care of them.
I made sure to seal this room.
That's my only assumption. You remember that?
Yeah.
Now then, shall we?
Still one of the best visual gags in the entire series. Dun 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 bum bum. Okay, so all you really have to do in this room is get Minnie to the opposite side. All right?
Okay.
I would like to recommend that you kill everything. It's not that difficult, and if you make good use of Minnie's special ability, you can do solid damage to these guys. And since you've got the aerial attack Keyblade, if you jump up, you can do extra damage to these guys, you know? You've got Thunder, which is a pretty good attack on these guys. You've got lots of options. Just stay relatively close to Minnie, and because you want to, if you get her into a cluster of enemies, and then use Faith, and you can do some real damage to these guys. You stand right next to her and hit triangle. She'll do.
Oh, that's how that works?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. I guess I should have explained carefully. Yeah, it's got solid knockback on it, which is supposed to be used to get her across the room, but we're gonna use it to kill everybody. I'd like to anyway. If we can't, if this proves to be too difficult, because it's not the easiest thing in the world to kill all these guys. If it proves to be too difficult, then don't worry
You
about
get
it.
iframes during this?
Yes, you do. They can't hit you while you're in that animation.
Oh, so I can just spam it then.
Yeah, theoretically. Unfortunately, since they knocks you away, it doesn't do...
It's not the most efficient, but it's
It works, yeah.
You can spam it.
There you go. It's a good experience, and it'll be funny in a minute. But yeah, I think it's designed more so to kind of like kite her through the room and then
I
force
should probably
enemies.
grab all these, shouldn't I?
Nah, it's not that
Does it
much.
not
It's not
matter?
that much cash. It's like look,
Oh,
you got $10
that's-
from one of those. Who cares?
Okay.
And we're not gonna use a drive form, so our drive forms are already maxed out, so we're good to go. I assume that it has that knockback because the idea is to kite her through the room like we're doing and knock things back. But I just like to kill everybody. Just make sure you don't go over to the throne yet, because that will end the sequence.
Okay.
And you can walk around. Other than that, all you like. Just don't walk up to the throne yet. Man, oh man.
Video games, huh?
Well, I mean, you're not getting one-shotted, so that's a nice change of pace.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Let's go. This way.
Where did Mickey teach you all this?
Mickey didn't necessarily teach her. Maybe she taught herself. She's got all those books.
Oh, true, dude.
Maybe she has a book on how to banish the darkness. Maybe we'll finally find one.
This way.
So many books, but none on how to banish the darkness. Not a single one.
Is that it?
Yeah, you're good. All right, now just wait. She screams.
Nah.
So this is. We've still got the panic music going on, and she's still like, wait. You can hear her little footsteps, little Final Fantasy 13 footsteps.
This way.
And I think she's gonna want you to do the spell over here. Oh wait, look at the ceiling first.
Oh.
What? Excuse me? Huh?
Huh.
Alright, anyway. Now we're good. Auto summon is just a remember how I talked there's like auto
We still haven't summoned Chicken Little.
We'll do that in a second.
We
Sorry.
still haven't
I know
got to
we
see
forgot.
him bash
Now
people's
watch,
skulls
look.
down. Oh.
That's why it's great to kill all of them, because look, here they all are again. But yeah, no.
More XP.
Yeah, Minnie? What are you looking for? There you go. You found it. Oh, Kingdom Hearts. We found it.
Oh.
Game
over.
But no, it's you remember how I talked about in the first one? There's like auto limit and auto drive, and they like replace like a reaction command that's always active. Same thing with summon. And why would you ever want that? Because what if you're trying to do another reaction command and accidentally turn one of those on and blow your drive gauge? It's the worst. Why would you ever want that?
Whatever's in there, we need that.
The Hall of the Cornerstone.
Huh?
Our castle has always been safe from worlds that are evil. Thanks to the Cornerstone of Light, which we keep down there.
Until now.
Cornerstone.
Until
of
now.
light?
Until now. Until today. Until now.
Uh-oh.
This is the castle's cherished cornerstone. Oh, but look. The thorns, they must be the work of someone very evil. I wonder what this could mean. Maleficent!
No way.
But we killed you.
That is an underreaction, isn't it?
Well, what have we here? If it isn't the wretched Keyblade holder and his pitiful lackey.
I want Sora to go, this is just a ghost in the machine. This has got to be a recording.
All in good time. I promise you'll be able to partake of my vengeance, but you must be patient.
I promise you'll be able to partake of my vengeance, Maleficent claims.
Ah, Queen Minnie.
Yeah,
Radiant.
Minnie's still just smiling.
See what I mean?
Adventure. I want this castle for
A
my
property venture.
However, it's a bit too bright for what I have in mind. I suppose I'll just have to fill every room with my personal touch of darkness.
I love the idea that even her hologram gets rejected by it.
Ooh, how frightening. Very well, I'll stop. Just as soon as the castle belongs to me.
Wait, hold on a second. Well, while it's not exactly clear what she wants it for
What a
or why,
Nothing like this has ever happened before.
while it's not exactly clear what she wants it for or why, did we just get steaks?
I guess so.
Did we just get An objective that isn't just the plot of a Disney movie? Whoa!
It would be great to know why, though.
I couldn't find a single clue.
I mean, just because of evil shenanigans, I'm sure.
I guess.
We should go ask somebody who knows lots of stuff that ain't in any book.
To be totally fair, Maleficent is the type of villain where everything she does is basically just totally petty.
Yeah,
And that's
fair.
what makes her fun. So, you know, who really cares why?
Yes, that's perfect.
Yeah, let's just announce our
Merlin
plans.
just might know something about
loud.
this mess. Let's ask his advice.
We saw him in Hollow Bastion, right?
Yeah.
That's where he
Let's
lives,
go.
Goofy.
That's for the player.
I don't think it even is, because I think it warps you there.
No way.
I'm pretty sure it does. Let's give this a shot. I'm pretty sure it just warps you there. Okay, maybe not. Never mind.
Okay.
All right. Woof.
What's up?
That was close. Close calls with Merlin the Wizard. I'm sure Merlin will help. Please go to Hollow Bastion and tell him about the castle. That's the best I'm going to do, folks. It's emitting a strange light.
Is this Kingdom Hearts?
Yeah.
We finally found it.
Ta. Ta.